Most people aren't guided by truth or lies alone. They move quietly between them, between what feels safe and what is real. Sometimes what feels safe is a lie, and sometimes the truth can hurt. This space we all exist in is narrow, like a crevice, uncomfortable, lonely at times. Within this space is where stories are told, where questions are asked, where we seek the truth. We are between the walls. In Attack on Titan, everyone talks about freedom. Dreams surge of what the world is like beyond the physical walls. They believe that once the walls fall, everything beyond will make sense of what is inside. Suffering will end. Fear will disappear. Life would finally begin. And for a long time, that belief feels right. Because when you feel trapped, freedom always looks like an escape. But what if being trapped is really just protection? Protection from what lies beyond the walls. Protection from yourself. What if escaping from within the walls is a trap? Greater lies could exist beyond them. What if the truth was within the walls the entire time? When the walls finally come down, something unexpected happens. Life doesn't become easier. It becomes heavier. The world is larger. The burden is greater. The threat is vast. Not because something is chasing you, but because you are responsible for where you stand. Every choice leaves a mark. We have to ask, was it worth knowing? Because with knowledge comes responsibility. With freedom comes guilt. Once you know, that's it. There's no returning. Suddenly you can't say, I didn't know. In that moment, when ignorance dies, is where many people begin to feel lost. Not imprisoned, but not free either. The story shows us an uncomfortable truth. Freedom doesn't just reveal possibilities. It reveals who we are, what we want, where we wish to go. What we do with freedom proves this. Eden believes freedom means removing every limit. No walls, no restraints, no one standing in the way. But when freedom becomes the demand, everything else becomes negotiable. Friendship, innocence, even humanity itself. When there are no walls outside of us, the only walls left are within us. The walls that imprinted right from wrong. The walls that structured our upbringing. The rules. Were the physical walls really the ones denying our freedom? This isn't just a story about war. It's a story many people recognize quietly. Taking everything you know, then slowly pulling away. Not out of rebellion, but curiosity. A desire to decide for yourself, to feel free. At first it works. You get what you want, or what you think you want. At some point, freedom won't feel as peaceful. It begins to feel like a weight. And even a small weight will feel heavy over time. There is a moment where lies no longer satisfy, but truth feels too costly to accept. This is the space between the walls. stuck between a rock and a hard place, between darkness and light. Comfort is gone, but clarity has arrived. You're no longer who you were, but not quite who you're meant to become. Like tug of war, wanting one thing but choosing another. It's a war within. Knowing what is right and still finding yourself pulled the other way. Scripture describes this tension honestly. The struggle to do the good we want, but the inability to escape the things we hate. Almost as if you're on both sides, watching yourself play from the sideline in a third-party perspective. And most people stay there longer than they admit. Not through ignorance, through brokenness. Attack on Titan asks a hard question. What if absolute freedom isn't freedom at all? What if the truest freedom isn't found in removing every boundary, but choosing the right ones? Some walls don't imprison us. Some protect. Some teach us how to love. Some of them will quietly lead us home. Sometimes the walls are what hold us up when we get too faded. This story doesn't tell us where the path ends. It shows us what happens when freedom is pursued without the whole truth. When desire moves faster than wisdom. Truth without love. Maybe the hardest place to stand isn't in the lie, or even in the truth, but somewhere between them. Between the walls that life has built around us and within us. Are those walls really worth destroying? Sometimes the walls don't fall outward. They fall inward. That's where the real journey begins.